Precious video. What a precious start of a new video on the Canon camcorder on June 19th, 2017 Anno Domini. What precious gift, what bounty, what abundance, what beautiful creations. This is a chat with Glendora, and this is program number 11,500. Now let me figure. 65 we just did, 66, 67, 68, 69. 11,570 on 66 TV stations, Boston to San Diego. The world's longest running public access television show, and still going. I think this is a video. Yeah. One of my best friends is at bed. And then we washed we should have shown you the nice box spring and mattress. They're pristine. Then we should have shown you the mattress cover, Contour. And now this is the blanket that the Red Cross gave us. We each got a blanket when they put us up overnight in the gymnasium of the Ichabod Crane High School. When what was it? It was the ice storm that made the limbs so heavy the poor limbs broke, and as they broke they fell on the wires and they ruined the electricity, and we were without electricity for 10 days and without heat, so they sheltered us. Thank you, Red Cross. Now next we will put on the Contour sheet. Now, Glennie spent her first 8 years of life in Presque Maine, Aroostook County, where it was 40 degrees below every night. And there was no central heat, so the bedrooms were that cold. Mother used to put wooden logs in the oven and wrap them in something soft cloth. Take them to bed with us. And the sheets were very cold, folks. They were a shock. The sheets were so cold. So ever since, Glennie has preferred blankets. Nice soft blankets. No sheets. Sheets are cold. And now the epidermis lies on a nice, soft, cuddly, cozy acrylic blanket with 3 kitty cats. And .com cat concurs. No sheets, a nice, soft, warm, cuddly, cozy, snug acrylic blanket. And on top of that, another nice, cozy, snug, warm acrylic blanket with a leopard, a big cat. .com, this is a big cat, but he looks just like you. Yeah, same beautiful face. James Houtman, Hautman, was the talent who drew this marvelous pattern and got it on a textile. He's one of us, folks. He's one of us. He's one of millions of us with great talent that brings beauty and joy. And now, you've got to have a spread on top of it to look nice in the daytime, so we use the teddy bears. The teddy bears, who are warm and cozy and smiley and happy and snug. And now the pillows to elevate the head, and moments of darkness to elevate the thought. Don't you feel the oneness? Don't you feel the oneness of all the people who created these, who drew the patterns, who drew the blueprints, who did the manufacturing, who did the marketing, who got it to us? Don't you feel the oneness of how we're all working together? Moving the universe forward, keeping it going and growing. And that grand institution of sleep. Sleep. Grand reconstitution. Thank you all. Thank you. And praise to you all. And continue your good work, keeping the universe growing and growing as we all work together, hand in hand, brother and sister, one. And no self, and no ego, and no evil. The 20th of June, summer solstice, the longest days of the year. Not only as the earth spins in its grandeur, but also as the earth travels around the sun and takes its long year to do that. And now, these days, the earth is as closest to the sun it will get all year. Welcome, folks, to Sunday morning communion. However, it's Tuesday afternoon. Good Lord, what happened? Oh, the chat with Glendora is quite a voracious as to time, and also as to money, and also as to energy. And so, once you start it, you really can't leave it, folks. You have to stand there and finish it. What do you know about God? Well, you know that God is a unified whole. You know that God is everything there is. You know that God is continuous. You know that God is not in parts, operating separately. It's all one. As a flow of water is all one. It's not one molecule, one bit of water. You don't separate. It's all together. You don't separate the air, pieces of air. You don't have pieces of air. And you know that God is the universe, and you know that God is the cosmos, and you know that God is everything there is, and you know that God is only, continuous. You know that God is one. And you know that the soul that's inside of you is the God that's inside of you. Yes? And the God that's inside of you is continuous with the God inside of the next person to you, or the next animal. You know that God is life. What's spirit? Where does spirit come into this? Spirit and soul. Think about that one, would you? Enlighten me on that. You know that the universe is one, and the mistake is to try to take a piece of the universe, go off to the side, and be selfish, and be egotistical, and do evil. And you know that you're not better than anybody else, that you're not richer, you don't have more clothes, you don't have a better car, you're not smarter, you're not the boss. No, we're all one together. We're all one, creating beautifully. We are making the universe go and grow, and we're making it better. Things are getting better. All the time things are getting better. And that's our job, to make things better, to keep the universe going and growing. That's what you know about God. That we're all one body, one unified whole. And don't make the mistake of seeing evil or hearing evil, speaking it or doing it or thinking it. No, don't do that. Nor selfishness. Just be selfless. Just go out and do as much good as you can for everybody. For people, for animals, for everybody. Okay, that's what we know about God. Isn't that precious? Isn't that nice? Now our Bible passage relates to this, written 2,000 years ago. And what Bible passage is it? Well, it's Colossians. It's a letter that the Apostle Paul wrote to his church that he founded in Colossus. And he wrote this letter to the Colossians. It's not winter boots. It's not galoshes. It's Colossus. And he says, Colossians 3:13, 14, 15, and let the peace of God rule in your hearts. How do you do that? By thinking over and over again and talking to yourself over and over again about what we just said. The oneness, wholeness, allness, onlyness, continuity of God, what the universe is. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. And you do it by no selfishness, no ego, no self at all. The peace of God rules in your heart and the love of God rules in your heart. Because what is God? Everything. Oh, thank you, Facebook. He's telling me that somebody saw the joke on Facebook that was put up there this morning. Colossians 3 continues. To the which also you are called, in one body. You hear that? One body? We're all one body. We're not parts. We're not parts. We're not particulars, all stuck together. Not at all. We're one unified body, all of us together. So there it is, written 2,000 years ago. And be ye thankful. Oh yeah. I just love it. Oh, I love the way it operates. Oh, I just love it. Oh, it's such a thrill. It's so much fun. It's so interesting and it's so exciting the way the universe operates. It's just so much fun the way it goes together and works together. creates together, advances together, improves together. I just love it. Okay, Colossians 3, verse 15. And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also you are called in one body, and be thankful. So that's what we know about God. Breathe through the pulses of desire thy coolness and thy balm. Let sense be dumb, let flesh retire. Speak through the earthquake, wind and fire, thy still small voice of calm. Amen. Drop thy still dews of quietness till all our striving cease. Take from our souls the strain and stress, and let thy ordered lives confess the beauty of thy peace. Amen. I sang that to a Buddhist. And I said, isn't that the same thing Buddha says? And he said, it certainly is. The words are different, but the thought is the same. There's more oneness for you, folks. O Sabbath, come by Galilee, O come of hills above, where Jesus knelt to share with thee the silence of eternity, interpreted by love. Amen. What you're seeing there in the background is our trip to Hartford. We took very interesting routes. We took Route 203 from Nassau to North Chatham, Columbia County Route 17, one of the most beautiful routes, to Chatham, and at Chatham back onto 203, down to Route 22, the federal route that comes up from New Jersey and goes all the way to Canada. And at 22 we met up with 71, this bucolic route that you see now. All through the country and all through little tiny towns. Pretty soon we're out of New York and we're into Massachusetts. Ta 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 ta. It's federal, we cross the borders. Then, from 71 to 41, through more bucolic, magnificent wilderness, and into Route 7, which is a federal route, going north and south. And then into North Canaan and Canaan, where all the railroad cars are stored. And there we meet perpendicular, Route 7 to Route 41, right in the middle of Canaan. And off we go west. And off we go through New Hartford and Winston and all those beautiful places. And West Hartford, Canaan, not Canaan, I meant to say Canton, and Simsbury. And pretty soon you go from the richness and the wealth of West Hartford into the urban change of Hartford. When was that? Monday, July 12th. And now that brings us to jokes. Sunday, I talked to the Reverend Scott Bartlett, a Lutheran minister in Beverly Hills. He used to be in Willimantic, Connecticut. That's how I got to know him. He was the sponsor of a chat with Glendora. I call the landlord, call the owners of these properties, and I report to them that everything is very nice. The laundry room is clean. The laundry room isn't flooded. The dumpster hasn't been abused. The recycle tubs have not been abused. All the litter is picked up. The yards are clear. The vehicles that should be here. And I don't think they really appreciate it. Here I am, their star tenant for 5 years. I don't think they appreciate it. Franklin and I always believed in renting, never owning. I started a new cycle. Someday I'll go over the cycle for you. It's kind of interesting. And when I finish the cycle, alone and empty, put my feet up and commune. Kayla, my friend and neighbor upstairs, called me from Hannaford and said, you like that Tafudi ice cream. It's made from, I think it's made from soy. Some of it is made from coconut milk. Yes, I do. Some of it's made from almond milk. Well, I'm going to bring some to you. Well, that's nice. An hour or two later, she knock, 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 and there she is with the little Tafudi cuties, their little tiny ice cream sandwiches. No animal products. No milk stolen from the calf and from the mother. And I said, here, and I had my money with me. She says, no, I don't want any money. And I said, well, how come you're so good and so nice? And then I said, that's because you went to the Montessori schools. And she went away laughing. Monday was Hartford. I met looking for a Christian to sign for my television show, a Hartford resident. And I found the people to be very friendly, very helpful, and very jolly. And Gil Martinez was the perfect host. He took us through his television station. You'll see that's coming up after we get through the greenery. And it's very impressive public access operation, 45,000 square feet, very clean, very neat, very tidy, a place for everything and everything in its place. Technology that just thrills you. AT&T, Channel 99, or whatever it is, public access. If you live in Hartford, and if you subscribe to Channel 99, you can go to public access in Waterbury, in Danbury, wherever they have the AT&T. That his broadcasting, in addition to cable casting, wow. And we found a signer right away, a sweet person. I wanted to give her money, and she said, I don't want your money. And we're setting that up. Then we stayed inside where the air conditioning, because it was 91 degrees. It was pretty hot, and Grady's vehicle coming across 3 hours, 60, 70, 80, 90 miles, I guess it is. And so we stayed right in the air conditioning. And then at 7 o'clock we went to the producers meeting. This is the only TV station I know of, my 66, who have a producers meeting. They used to have it every month, now they have it every quarter. And he presents the problems of the financing of public access. It does not look good. The city of Hartford is bankrupt. They don't have the money. They just plain don't have the money. to give to public access, so it's been cut back. Now what's that going to do to public access? And then I raised my hand, and he acknowledged me, and I stood up and I told him that we had come 3 hours all the way from the state of New York just to find a person, a resident of Hartford, who would sign my application so my show, A Chat with Glendora, could be back on Hartford Public Access TV. Well, I told him a joke, and after the meeting, 4 or 5 people came up and signed, in addition to the one I'd got up in Your Piece of the Pie, an agency to help youth. Then they asked me what the show was about, and I said it was simple. It says, drop the ego, drop your selfishness, drop yourself. Just go out and do everything you can for everybody, and keep the universe going. Keep the universe going and growing. And somebody applauded that. Good. I should have gone into it further the way I do with you. But I didn't want to take Gil's meeting away from him. And soon thereafter we turned west into the blazing western sun. The sun that's coming close to the vernal equinox, the longest day of the year. Blinding sun. And we knew we were going west to New York. Then we didn't get home until about 11 o'clock, and then we had Amy's no cheese pizza. I said, Gregory, I will take you. Gregory was all dressed up in a black suit, black pants, white shirt, black tie. Oh, he looked elegant. I said, I'll take you out to dinner, Gregory. We kept looking for places, but then we weren't sure the places were what we were looking for, as far as vegan. And so we didn't eat out, and I'm glad that we didn't, because the Amy's Pizza here in the Happy House 3 was delectable. Delectable! No cheese pizza. So that was Monday, honey. And now what did we do on Tuesday? Well, Tuesday was catching up, restoring things to order, getting the Joy book up to date. That took 2 or 3 hours. Oh, and I almost missed the recycle tub, and I heard the tubs being dropped under the pavement and putting in the machine that grinds them all up, or grinds up the contents, and I ran out with the tub behind me. It's really a little too heavy for me. We have 4 men here. They should take it out. One of them should take it out. And right behind me was the recycle angel. And he says, oh, I didn't mean to scare you. And I turned around, I was going to hug him, and he says, don't hug me. He says, I'm all sweaty. I said, well, I thank you for all that you do for us. And he says, you're welcome for all that we do for you. They are angels of recycle people. And the dumpster people. So what else on Tuesday? Oh, the telephoning and the in-mail. And working on A Chat with Glendora. What's your show and tell? Facebook, getting that up to date. We put up a joke every day on Facebook, and also we've started putting up a hymn every now and then. A hymn of inspiration and of memory and a recollection and a focusing. So let's see, Wednesday was more catching up, and more telephoning, and the in-mail is, the in-mail, 6 or 7, 8 correspondence a day. That takes 2 or 3 hours a day. Exercising the body. I don't know how much longer I can do that, my calisthenics. Exercising body every day. And Jim Schulman called and got the information from Pittsfield. Matthew Tucker is a Xerox copy of Norman Schaffner, who was all wrong and all wet about public access TV, totally without the public access spirit. So what they want is the sponsor to come on the program at the top of every show and say that they will take full responsibility for the show. What is there to take any responsibility for? And and give their contact. I don't know if they insist upon the address. You have to either be a resident of Pittsfield, somebody who works in Pittsfield, or somebody who's retired from Pittsfield. Now, I'm on 65 TV stations. Not one of them is that extreme. What's the matter with Pittsfield? Well, Jim Schulman, my friend out in Columbus, Ohio, who's a Pittsfield native, he grew up there, he thinks everything that they've asked us to do is doable. I think it's outrageously extreme, but I'll just go along with it. So I wrote a speech, and to take the bitterness out of this situation and the peace, and I'm going to ask Debbie Holden before she goes to England to see her husband's family, July 1st, I'm going to ask Debbie to say this speech, and it goes something like this. Hello, I'm pleased to meet you. I am Debbie Holman, and I work in Pittsfield, and that entitles me to sponsor this great public access television show, A Chat with Glendora. I have known Glendora for a long time, and I've known her to be honest and good and kind and helpful and with the best intentions. And it's an honor for me to be the sponsor of this show, and I would love to discuss it with you. If you have any questions or comments, just go to my email, debbieholden1@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. So Jim Schulman and I were back and forth about that for 2 or 3 days. The temperature was 91 degrees. I cook rice or macaroni for the birds every day. It really was stifling the finances to go out and spend $60 a week for cookies. I was giving them 4 packs of cookies a day, which amounts to 96 cookies, 24 in a pack. So I had to cut that out. And this is good. The starch is filling, and the starch is an essential carbohydrate, the macaroni. So that's going well, or rice, brown rice. I've told you how strenuous it is to keep up with the in-mail. The telephoning is about 26 to 30 calls a day. The in-mail is about 8 or 10 a day. George Durnford in Portland, Oregon, thank you for taking care of A Chat with Glendora, for sponsoring it, for keeping it going, for sending me the schedule, for renewing it every quarter, going in there and signing the application. At least Pittsfield doesn't make you renew except once a year. That's one intelligent thing they've done. Robert Jackson, his bank account was broken into. Somebody got into it through a telephone. And the bank stopped the intruder before they got any money out, but when Robert Jackson went to the bank to take out some money, it was frozen. So they have to trash that account and make up a whole new one. But anyway, he's okay. Timothy Holden said that his son wasn't that lucky, that they took thousands out of his bank account, out of his son's bank account. But the bank was insured and gave it back to him. But it took a long time, and he had a tough time meeting his bills. Week in review. I love it when you call me up and tell me I'm the greatest listener. I got it from my mother and father. Yeah. They would listen for hours. Facebook, 997, 3 short of 1,000 people responded to the jokes. and said all good things and showed that the jokes had helped them. Facebook, you're grand. You're grand. Your statistics, how you tell us those things. Cable TV could have done that, cable TV, but you didn't want anybody to know how many subscribers did what or what. But you could have told us how many people responded to public access. And YouTube, you've done it from the beginning, so accolades to you. The postmaster himself was kind enough, with all that he has to do. He works 12 or 14 hours a day and gets paid for 8. That's what it takes to run a post office. Michael Buick, spelled B-E-W-I-C-K, and he comes from Buffalo, and he and I have a great time talking about Buffalo. I love Buffalo, where I lived for quite a time. And Michael Buick came and he bought me 2 packages that were too big for the carrier, and that I couldn't find any friends to bring to me. And I bought 10 money orders at $5 a piece, total of $62. You see, when people send new people trying to help animals, I hope that's what they're doing, trying to help animals, when they come, if you send them back your return address, you're going to hear from them forever, and the mailbox just can't hold all of the begging for money. All of the begging that comes into the mailbox every day, you just can't, it's out of range, it's out of control. So I send them back a $5 money order. I just don't have the heart just to throw it away. I send them back a $5 money order anonymously. Okay? And then I take their letter and send it to the next person who begs for money, crossing out my name and address. You think that's right? It's an awful problem. Direct mail. I'm afraid these direct mail entrepreneurs go to people trying to help the animals and say, look, buy this package of direct mail and get some more money. And I don't know whether they're legitimate or not. But I err on the side of being ripped off. I'd rather be ripped off than to ignore these people trying to help animals. Bingham, Diane Bingham called me, and she has a friend who has a friend who is a vegan. And that friend wants to meet me. So she asked Diane to bring us together. You don't have to do that. Just come to me directly. You don't have to have somebody introduce you to me. We're public. And so that'll be nice. She has something to do with food. Food lectures. Brooklyn. Brooklyn 4. What is that about? Oh yes. The Alliance for Community Media has invited Public Access in Brooklyn to present 4 workshops. One is on podcasting. What is podcasting? And on documentaries, and a couple of others. And Anthony Riddle was thrilled about that. It is an honor. On Friday, Timothy Owen came. I showed that to you on TV. There he is, right there. And he's stocking the cupboards with vegetarian meat. Vegetarian ham, vegetarian turkey, vegetarian chicken, vegetarian... Oh, the chicken is vegan. It's better than vegetarian. And vegan salami, and vegan bologna, and vegan chicken, did I say? Chicken, turkey, bologna, and salami. And vegetarian bacon, vegetarian hamburgers, vegetarian hot dogs. We're getting ready for the Glendora Vegetarian Club on the 28th, in about a week. and the bill came to $185. I also bought some for the family of my dear friend Gloria and her mom Helen. They are Seventh-day Adventists, and their Seventh-day Adventist church does not have a store in the back of it, but Timothy owns Seventh-day Adventist Church of Schenectady does. And it used to be back in the old days that every Seventh-day Adventist church had a store that stocked vegan products and vegetarian products. On July 1st, James Shulman is having a homecoming in Pittsfield. And because so many children over there back in 1955 and 56 up through 62 loved the SX Glendora children's show that came from General Electric WRGV Channel 6, and still love it today, and they're 70 years old today, he's having a homecoming, and Glendora is to give away autographed pictures. So I'm hoping my friend Sandy will take me over to Pittsfield at 11 o'clock July 1st, and that my friend Gregory Washburn will also go with me. And they have lots of refreshments, and they have a carousel, a merry-go-round. It's $2 a ride. It's a hand-built merry-go-round. They were 10 years making the horses, sanding them, painting them. What a work of art. So that's Jim Shulman and his wife Jackie Shulman. And they've taken quite a bit of their own personal finances to get this thing going. And they've refused to take any money from the city of Pittsfield. Not that the city of Pittsfield has any money. So what happened on Sunday? Sunday morning communion and the Facebook jokes. Oh, started a new cycle. It's about 15 jobs. And as I say, when you finish it, you can put your feet up. Time alone and empty. This week, Monday, it was a very interesting day. Of course, the weather is always interesting, don't you think so? I think the weather is always interesting and always exciting. And yesterday was pouring, an outpouring, heavy, heavy rain, an abundance of rain, and thunder and lightning. And .com and I were in Happy House 3, and we were sheltered, and we were dry, and we were warm. And she cowers to the floor when she hears the thunder. It's never hurt her, and she's 13 years old, and she still can't learn not to be afraid. There was one very close strike. I hope it didn't hurt any of our friends. My trees. I have friends that are trees that I love. Okay. Oh, I know what happened Sunday. No, I don't know what happened Sunday. But Monday, I started making 11 TV stations, 4 shows, brand new shows. This one right here, this is part 1. And it was 2.5 hours of video. So that made 2, 4, 5 shows, half hour each. And I sent them to, or got them ready to send, and this includes the wrapping and the mailing and the titling, the number of the show, the date it is to be played, how many minutes it is, and what number show it is for the TV station, what date it is to be played. You have to put that on each disc, and so we made What's 11? 44 discs we had to label. And then we wrapped them in packages of 4, and that was 11 packages, 11 TV stations. And these shows are to be played in August and repeated in September. Well, don't you think that didn't take all day Monday and all day Tuesday? By the way, that rainstorm was Tuesday, not Monday. And today we caught up the things that I got all behind, the exercising the body. Donna Orkes went to Staples and got me a ink cartridge for my Epson copier, which I love. It's such a grand creation. And that's $23. The color one was $62. And now I think you're up to date. I want to hear your show and tell. What can you tell me about God? We're all together, having a good time, working together. And when I think of all of our friends, folks, all of our brothers and sisters who made that beautiful Epson copying machine, how they work together on it, how they listen how to make it, how they listen how to improve it, how they listen how to put it in a blueprint, how to manufacture it, how to get it to the store. And Sue Casey is such a wonderful neighbor and friend and Christian. And she went to Staples for me, and she went to Walmart for me to get me these 300 DVD minus R. I was down to about 8, and that's pretty frightening because you're out of business if you don't have the DVD minus R. So she went to Walmart Sunday, and she got these. And she brings in the groceries that she got me also, and she puts these onto the counter, and she's only got 1. And the 3 boxes of sleeves. The sleeves are over here, you can't see them, 100 sleeves, 300 sleeves, to go over the DVD to protect them. And she says, oh, I left the other 2 in the car. She comes in, ashen. They're not in the car. I left them at Walmart. She's sick to death. And I said, well, let's call Walmart. Call Walmart. The voice dial. Calling Walmart, mobile. And the man answers, he says, that's all right, you can come in, and we'll, as long as you've got the receipt, we'll take care of it. Walmart is very customer friendly. I've never met anybody at Walmart who wasn't. I love that about them, and along with a lot of other things, how neat their store is, how good their inventory is, how much variety they have in their brands. Well, and Sue says, oh, that's good. I don't want to go today, Sunday. I'll go tomorrow morning. Well, she went tomorrow morning, and the very nice man, young man, went through the video, and he says, no, we see that you did pick it up, the package. Well, she was heartbroken. So she went about her business. She sells advertising for the advertiser, and she's very good at it. And she went out of business all day long, and at the end of the day she says, I know that I didn't pick up those 200 DVDs. I know that I didn't. And she went to the shelf, and when she took these off of the shelf, she cleared the shelf of any DVD minus R. She got them all. She goes back to the shelf, and she sees 2 there. That tells her that yes, she did leave them on the counter, and that they put them back onto the shelf. So she said in the afternoon when she got through work, she went back to Walmart and she asked the nice young man, won't you please look at that video again? He went back and he looked at the video, he looked at it in slow motion, and surely enough, he saw that the bag with these two cylinders in it had spun around and were still on the carousel when she left. Oh, she was so relieved, because she said, I would have to pay Glendora $60. The whole bill came to $109. That's what it costs to keep public access going. She says, I would have had to give Glendora $60. And I said, no, you wouldn't have. Glendora would have taken it. She would have absorbed it. Oh, no. Well, there it was. And then I thought of what I could do for her. She volunteers for the Alpha Pregnancy Center, taking care of girls who have become pregnant, who are not wed. And she spends a whole day out there every week helping that center. So I wrote her a check for $20, and it made her feel good. That's the Sue story. Once upon a time, this is my father's world. Oh, let me ne'er forget that though the wrong seems off so strong, God is the ruler yet. He trusts us with his world to keep it clean and fair. All rocks, all trees, all skies, all seas, all creatures everywhere. Let us not forget that.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. I'm at the grocery store. To see if you need anything. Call me back ASAP. Sorry I can call you sooner. We can deal with car repairs. Anyway, looking forward to talking to you soon. Bye.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change personal options, press first saved voice message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Jim Shulman. I was out in the yard doing mulch work and mowing lawns, and got in and heard your messages, and want to tell you that sounds excellent, what you're doing with Debbie. Only I might do is not have the little line that says, I work in Pittsfield, therefore I'm entitled to do this, or whatever it said after that. But just saying I work in Pittsfield is enough. But in any event, either way, the way you read it to me or leaving that out are excellent. And go for it. Do it. It sounds wonderful. And we're running out right now. Jackie made copies of the photographs. They came out really nice. And there'll be about 100 of them to hand out. And hopefully that'll suffice. But we'll talk to you later. And good luck. Bye-bye.
Dear friend Jim and Jackie Shulman, Columbus,
End of
Ohio.
message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a message erased. Next message.
Hey, Glendora, it's Donna, and it's Sunday morning. Sorry if I called you a little early. We can go to the market like this afternoon, maybe. I have to pick up some things, so
Isn't that nice of
give
her?
me a call when you can.
Donna Orgies.
Message erased. Next message.
Hey, Glendora, it's Diane Bingham. 766-2775. I've got a neighbor who has a friend that is a vegan and would very much like to meet you. She's from Troy, and she's been reading articles that you put in Advertiser, and she has something to do with food education. So I think it would be kind of a nice
I'm hungry. Eat.
meet up with the two of you.
That's food education.
I can give you her number if you're interested. But give me a call back, okay? At
2775. Bye-bye.
You are currently listening to a message. To skip to the next message, press pound. To get envelope information. Message erased. Next message.
Okay, Pandora, it's Diane. Here's Terry's name, telephone number. Terri. Last name is Kehrley. Telephone number is 518-588-7325. I think that'll get you to her, okay? Nice talking to you. Okay, bye-bye.
Let's hear that one again.
End of message. To replay this message, press 4. To get envelope.
Okay, Pandora, it's Diane. Here's Terry's name, telephone number. It's Terri, Terri. Last name is Kehrley. Telephone number
Curly?
is 518-588-7325. I think that'll get you to her, okay?
Thank you,
Nice talking
Diane,
to
for
you.
helping us.
Okay, bye-bye.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Rosie calling from Lake in Jamestown. I wanted to let you know that the reason you received those from the Michigan Avenue office is because that's where our headquarters is for my position. It's just their work out of the Jamestown office. So I'm technically a Buffalo producer working out of Jamestown. So anyway, I have a joke for you. This was on the back of my quote a day from Wild Women. A man in a fancy restaurant noticed a gorgeous woman sitting at the next table. Suddenly she sneezed, causing her glass eye to pop out and fly toward him. The man caught it midair. I'm so sorry, the woman said, as she popped her eyes back in. Let me buy you dinner. After a charming conversation, the woman offered to drive the man home. The man was flattered. You're the perfect woman. Are you this like every guy you meet? No, she replied. You just happened to catch my eye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glenn. It's Sue. I'm just leaving Walmart, and
Suitcase.
they actually could look at a videotape that said that I took all the bags. They could actually even see me unload the cart outside the store. So I have no idea where those DVDs could have gone. I'm really
200
puzzled and
DVDs,
really
$60.
upset because now I owe you, for 2 boxes of them, which is almost $60 because it's my fault. So I'm on my way to work, and I'll get my interview. Okay? Bye-bye.
No. She went back and
End
she
of
asked him to
message.
look at the video
To
again.
erase this
And he
message,
played it
press
in
7.
slow motion
To send a
and
reply
he
message,
could
press
see
8.
that she did
Next,
not
press
put the
9.
2
To hear more
cylinders
options,
of
press 0.
DVDs in her cart.
Message erased. Next message.
Oh, this one went on for 3 minutes. I don't know who it is. Somebody in 845 area code.
Message erased. Next message.
We'll erase this one. It's nothing.
Message erased. End of messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press personal options. To turn message waiting into greeting, press pound.
Hi, folks. It's Glendora. An 8-year-old ran into the house and said, Grandma, I dropped my lunch bag on the driveway and Dad backed the car over it. Grandma said, that's Wheels on Meals.
First voice message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Sandy. We got your busy. I'll try again later. Bye.
Thank you, Sandy.
End of message.
I did.
To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, to listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press star. To listen to your messages, press 1. Send a message, press 2. To change your personal first message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Sandy.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Sandy. I'm at work. Just tried you last night, and I'll try again later when I get home from work. All right, bye.
End
Okay.
of message. To erase this message, press 7.
I
To send a
can't
reply
see
message,
these
press
numbers.
8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0.
I can't see the numbers.
To erase. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Jackie Schulman. Jim is actually on his way driving back east, but he wanted me to give you a call and let you know that the article about you is in today's Berkshire Eagle. So I don't know if you have access to being able to get the newspaper, or if you can ask somebody that you know in Pittsfield to pick up some copies for you. I know you can go online at Berkshire Eagle and see it, but he just wanted to be sure to let you know that the article appeared in today's Thursday's newspaper. Hope you're having a great day. Bye now.
Thank you, dear Jackie Schulman.
Message saved. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Maxine. It's Thursday at 1:15, and I'm just about to go into Hannaford. I'm stopping off after going to the doctor. Since I have my cell phone, you can call me on my cell phone, and I hope I'll hear it. I don't always hear it, but maybe I can pick up a couple things for you. If not, I'll go another time. As long as I'm feeling well, I'll get out and, take care of that for you. And I have your batteries, and I will drop those off this afternoon sometime when I get back. So I'm doing okay, and I hope you're doing okay. Okay, bye-bye.
I'm sorry I missed that one.
End of message. To erase this message,
I'm
press
trying to find these
to
numbers.
reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. Message erased. Next message.
Glendora, this is Diane Bingham. And Terry's number, again, is 518-588-7325. I'll repeat. 518-588-7325.
Okay, let's see if I
One
can
more
do that
repeat.
one.
518-588-7325.
Okay.
And regarding Richard's number, his number, when you left, nothing came through. So I still don't have Richard's number.
Okay.
Okay, I think just don't delete my message and you'll have her number again 3 times. Okay, bye-bye.
End of message. To erase this message. Message erased.
I don't know where these numbers are. I can't see them.
Hi, Glendora. It's Maxine. It's 5:30 on Thursday afternoon,
I was
and
right here.
I will drop off the batteries tomorrow, probably when I go out and pick up the mail. So I'm just running late for a meeting, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.
You dear person, Maxine.
Message erased. Next message.
Hello, Glendora. It's Matt Carr calling. I just got your message. Been pretty busy all day. I can take down the information to the advertisers tomorrow morning if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do it right
Give me a
now.
call around 9:30,
Okay.
I will try to call you, and see if we should be able to get it done. Okay?
This phone doesn't ring. I don't, it doesn't make a
no.
no.
But I'm not going to be able to take the information. Got some things going on, but if you need to talk to me this evening, call me back. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, dear Pat, down in Manhattan.
To erase. Message erased. Next message.
Good morning. Good morning, Glendora. This is Linda Kolodny. I'm calling to inform you that Monday morning we will have an appraisal of the apartment. And they will need access to each apartment. The time frame they'll be there is somewhere between 11 a.m. and noon time.
Oh,
And at that time, they will also remove the lockbox from the laundry room door.
Good news.
It took so long for them to get that off. But I was promised Monday it will be removed. And lastly, he did mention that you have Chris's phone number. Chris, the neighbor. I need to check in with Chris, and I do not have his number. So if you have it, kindly give it to me. That would be wonderful. Thank you, Glenda. Bye.
End
what a
of
good
message.
tenant I am.
To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, to listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2.
Wrong
To
button.
change your personal options, press 4.
Can't see him.
To disconnect, press star. To listen to your messages, press 1.
Where is
To
it?
send, to listen to your voice messages, press 2. First voice message.
Good morning. Good morning, Glendora. This is Linda Kolodny. I'm calling to inform you that Monday morning we will have the appraisal of the apartment. And they will need access to each apartment. The time frame they'll be there is somewhere between a...
Message erased. Next message.
Hello, Glendora. It's Pat Starr calling. Friday morning, it's about 9:15, and I'm calling to get the information for the advertisers. So call me back as soon as you can. The babies are sleeping right now, so it would be a
Twins.
good time to do
Twin grandchildren.
it. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a you have pressed an incorrect key. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press star.
See, I can't see these numbers.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To listen to your voice messages, press 2. To first voice message.
Hello, Glendora. It's Pat Starr calling.
Message erased.
Ah, got it.
End of new messages. First saved voice message.
Hi, Glendora.
Message skipped. End of messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, personal option. To turn message waiting indicator on or off, press 1. To greetings. To change your... To select a standard greeting with your telephone number, the mailbox greeting will be retained. Personal option. To turn message waiting indicator on or off.
Hi there, everybody. The lady was in the artist's studio and she said to him, I love your colors. I wish I could take some home with me. And he said, you will, ma'am. You're sitting on my brushes.
Connected to an antenna on the roof, or a portable cable TV. Let's see, got this. Oh, yeah, there's a nice picture of you.
Oh, there's a picture?
Yeah.